Welcome to Tarot Q&A Tuesday. Here we are at 4:44 today, welcoming you. If you'd like to ask a question tonight, just punch it in the chat, or if you're watching the replay, send me an email, fiona@sirensoul.com, and we'll do your question next week. Today we're going to answer a couple of questions, then we're going to do a collective consciousness card. This means a group reading for everybody who happens to watch this episode, even if you're watching it this time next year, or maybe even 5 years' time. This message will be relevant for you. Pretty spooky, isn't it? It's funny how the universe works. Pretty cool, really. Anyway, we're going to tune in, and the first person who is getting their question answered today is going to be Dan, because he sent his question in quite early on in the piece. He's finally single, and he's had a horrible time. He's hoping for a fresh start in love and work, and hoping to meet some nice people soon too. Having a massive reset. He basically says, please pull a card about anything to do with this. Anything. Dan. Okay, Dan. We're going to get in the zone. We're just going to get into your vibes. So tune into you. Safe and appropriate to pull some cards for Dan today. Right, let's begin. Dan, where do we need to go? I'm just going to pull an overview card to see some depth that's happening for you. Look, do you know what, Dan? I've got this beautiful card, and it's a spicy, passionate, creative card. This would imply that it is time, or you're either already doing it, it is time for you to ignite that side of yourself, to remember your youthful passion, to be your creative self. This could relate to your work, and of course, any sort of spicy sexiness is ultimately great for a relationship too. So that's the vibe that I'm feeling is brewing inside, should you be willing to grasp it. What I'm feeling, Dan, is the only thing holding you back from actually launching into that is your confidence. Other than that, you're on a mission. I see you actually have had enough of bullshit, and you now want to get what you want in life. I feel you're reasonably motivated to move forward and have a fresh start. But this does require doing some personal awareness work. Personal growth, personal development, and as I said, it stems around the confidence side of things. We're going to start you off by just saying, you are absolutely worthy. You're a super amazing person, and I have personally met you, and I think you are a gorgeous person with beautiful energy. And that in itself is just, really believe it when people show you or share this kind of information with you. And that in itself can help us to feel like we've got a bit of support in the world, feel like we're seen. And therefore, it is a good time for you to be a bit more social so that you can connect in with other people and just get your mojo back. That's the starting point. Everything else, like the job and the love life, is actually more around divine timing. The first step for you is to be patient with yourself and just tune in to more than meets the eye. Like, take your time to talk to your angels, if you believe in that kind of thing. Even if you don't believe in that sort of thing, send a message to the universe. Guide me to find wonderful people. Guide me towards things that show me that fire inside that I feel good about doing. Okay? So one other thing you might be finding helpful right now is, I've got the Chariot again. Do we talk about that? It feels like it's time for you to rise up in your career and your job. Rather than looking for something that is similar to what you're doing or what you've done, jump up a level or even 3 levels. You have more skills than you're giving yourself credit for. And this is what's holding you back, that lack of confidence, self-awareness, self-belief. Those are the areas to work on. Boosting self-confidence, finding a passion, yourself stuff, not actually other people like a new love interest. I don't feel that now is the time to move into a new relationship. Even though the fire inside of you is starting to grow, you need that time to get grounded, and when you're feeling you've found yourself, you'll find a better partner for you too. Whoa, that was more than planned, wasn't it? Now, Michelle, we're going to go straight to you because you have turned up here today. I haven't read this yet, so hopefully I get it right the first time. I feel given everything that's been happening lately, I'm experiencing it. Michelle, could have written it easy for me to read. It's not your fault, it's my reading. I feel given that everything I'm experiencing at the moment, I would like to see what the message is that I need to hear in all of this. And then she writes, I hope that's not too vague of a question. Well, it's not, it's perfectly fine, it's just my reading, but it's funny how you wrote that, right, when I couldn't read it properly. Right, okay. Lucky I'm reading yours. Michelle! Okay, Michelle. What angle are we taking here? What message is it that I need to hear through all of this chaos, you might say? Oh, okay. Okay, Michelle. It's pretty big. It's a Tower card. So I just said chaos. Well, this is the epitome of catastrophe. This card, however, is amazing because it's huge transformation, which is exactly what you're doing and going through and being conscious of. And you know what, when this happens in people's life, it's actually not your fault. It's not even other people's fault. It's actually a destiny card. And this is why it's super important to embrace or remember, at least remember that these hard times can and will show you a gift eventually. You know this already, but that's a pretty powerful card. Now, we've just got some new people in the room. It's pretty exciting. Excuse me for a minute, Michelle. Scott, first time. Lovely to have you here. Jessica, good to see you too.
Thank you.
You're welcome. And we have this card that we've just pulled for Michelle. It's probably the most dramatic card in the deck. And you can see by looking at it, it's fiery. What happens in this card is that life as we knew it basically crumbles and we think that it's a complete disaster and the world is about to collapse. However, that might actually happen, yet the outcome of this, if you are conscious of what's going on and not blaming the world, not being a victim, is that you are kind of reborn into a greater version of yourself. And Michelle, I know you're doing so much up-leveling, conscious, personal and spiritual growth. So I feel this is a massive message to be able to go, yes, Michelle, you're doing the right thing and you're going to have a superb outcome. Do you know what I mean? Like, this is good, right? You wanted the meaning. Well, this is massive transformation into your next sequel of life. So you've finished the first sequel. This is going to be a more empowering next book of your life. All right, Scott, do you have a question that you would like to ask? I didn't receive one. If you do, punch it in the chat or turn your mute off, whatever works for you. And before you do that, and while you're doing that, I'm actually going to do the collective consciousness reading. So that means if you're not asking a question today, this is for you. So this might be yours as well, Scott, if you don't want to be specific, each to their own. Right, what do we all need to hear right now for this month, this week, this quarter? Oh, this is quite a big card. For the next few months, we're going to have 1 card, 2 cards, 3 cards. Do you know what, guys? We're going to do a 3-card spread again like we did last week. Past, present, future. Another message. Another big one. Everybody, what do we need to hear today? 3 cards. I'm going to pull them all at once and then I will read them consecutively. Past, present, present. Bear with me, we want to get the right cards. Present. Present. Collective consciousness. For the next 3 months. Past, present, future. This is called Speed Tarot, Scott. Speed Tarot. We do it good, we do it fast, we do it good. Oh, this looks exciting. Oh, amazing. Oh, you guys are going to love this story. Thank goodness the first card was the worst card. So this is the past. This is all about disappointment, heartache, grief, pains in the heart, even to the point of talking to ourselves negatively. That inner critic, okay? We're going to put that crap in the past. It's time to say goodbye and to heal our heart. And the way when we do this, we are going to experience the greatest inner fulfillment. This is now. How we feel the inner fulfillment is not going outside of ourselves and doing fun stuff or buying stuff or eating more food or drinking more wine or whatever your vice is. It's healing the heart. The cups in this card represent inner fulfillment, and the 10, the number, represents a completion. So this is a real full healing, a conscious healing, should you choose to do it. This is the advice of how to do it. We need to be witness to the pains of the past. We need to give it some time. We need to acknowledge it. We need to be real with ourselves, deeply honest what's been holding us back. To have inner fulfillment, we need to be kind to ourselves, be self-compassionate. Double whammy for you there, Michelle. And then what happens? We're the king of the castle. We're living our best life. Or queen, if you'd prefer to be a queen. Either. We are royalty in our world. We have our life sorted. We are like standing at the top of the hill, playing the game as a kid, the king of the castle. Because you know how this feeling really happens? Through inner fulfillment, right? But ironically, when we're inner fulfilled, when we're feeling amazing inside, we attract the abundance, and that includes money. So this is like a really basic but super serious message, and you saw it. We just picked these cards randomly. Could you have got a better story, right? So we're going to repeat. Acknowledge your pains of the past and choose not to let it go as much as to heal it by giving yourself the love and compassion that you so deserve. And yes, letting go, but more in a way that you are choosing to be happy and to fill your heart with kind words. When you experience a fulfillment, which is the now moment, so this is the energy of the days around us, a couple of weeks around where we're at now, focus on inner fulfillment. What makes you feel good inside? Connections with other people, laughter, hugs from people you care about, cuddles with your animals, cooking dinner for someone special. Do you know what, guys? When I was 11 years old, I did this speech at school. We all had to do speeches, you would have all done those, right? And I did this speech called "The Best Things in Life Are Free." Isn't that nice? But it's so true. That's where you get your inner fulfillment, right? Right. And yeah, when we're inner fulfilled, we get abundance hard out. I know myself. I've definitely started to get abundance in a way that some people might consider me a bit of a tin ass lately, because I'm getting some crazy opportunities. And I feel it's a byproduct of me having done so much self-healing and choosing to be happy and actively getting up every day going, right, I do love my life, and I'm going to consciously do things that make me happy. All right, how cool is that, guys? Now, Scott hasn't asked a question, so we're going to whip along to Jessica's card. Jessica, I've recently been focused on self-care, slowing down and finding stillness. What inner work practice should I be focusing on at the moment? Interestingly enough though, Jessica, that is kind of inner work as well, because that's everything we just talked about with the inner fulfillment comes from sitting with yourself and hearing what you need, what we need. If we actually stop. Here's an interesting way to do this, guys. What did I share with somebody the other day? Oh, that's right. music. You know, when we listen to music, do you think that we just listen with our ears? Because if you think about it, or if you feel into it, or if you actually blast the music right now and experience that moment, what's happening? Our whole body is reacting to the music. We listen to music with our body. And this is such a good example of how to listen to your body in other ways. What do I need right now? I need a hug. I need some water. I need a rest. I need to go for a run. I need to burn off some anxiety. I need to breathe. I need to be heard. I need a good stretch. I need to reset. Whatever it is for you. And a lot of people say to me, I don't know how to listen to my heart. What does it mean, listen to your body, or stop and listen to yourself? Start with that. Start feeling into music and then using that example to experience what your body is trying to tell you every day. Every day our body speaks to us. Okay. Jessica, alongside what you're already doing, is there some additional work you could be doing for your inner growth and personal fulfillment, since it seems to be the topic of the day? Well, how would you interpret this one, Jess? This guy is blindfolded because he is trying to make a decision with his head. So he feels he's at a crossroads. Because he's trying to make the decision with his head, he can't see the answer. Now behind him is the sea of consciousness, otherwise known as a way to tap into your intuition. Because this conscious energy is where you get your intuitive guidance, your intuitive messages from. So, also notice there's a moon there, Jess. If you want to have a new inner process, work with the moon. Start to work with the different phases of the moon. So set your intentions on the new moon. Release what you don't need anymore on the full moon. Be willing to rest at your time of the moon phase, if you know what I mean. And feel into the body through the process. By every time you find yourself two in your head, start dancing. That's going to be your recommendation. I will give you one more card because we just want to, just on the same topic, just to clarify any extra piece of information. Oh my gosh! No, I won't. Just picked up the same card again. Okay, that's the card for you. So yeah, it's a 2. It's a mirror. It's a, what else can we tell you about this? Rocks in the way of the flow of your consciousness. The rocks are, look, you do so much of this work, Jess, but maybe if you'd like to do the conscious creation code on yourself more frequently, you'll be helping yourself to clear the rocks out of your flow of intuition. Okay, get cyclic, tune into the moon, move down from the head into the heart using music. Cool, pretty nice, right? Pretty nice. Who's next? Donna. We haven't heard from Donna for a long time. I am wanting to move closer to the coast. Will this happen within the next 2 months? Now, I don't always do time frames. However, I do offer a suggestion around it, and the time frame can be relevant to what's going on in the energy today. And if that energy stays pretty similar over the period of time we're talking about, then the reading will be more accurate. But we get to change our energy around time frames depending on how we're rolling with the work we are or we're not doing on ourselves. So we can be cruising along nicely, going the road of least resistance. We can keep going like that, feeling like an empowered person, or we can come up against a hiccup and we can turn into our victim mode, and that can change the length of time. So what's meant for us won't go past us yet. Two things about that. We can lengthen time by mucking around, and we can miss that thing that's for us if we don't get out of our own way to allow it to come in. These are two very important things that are misunderstood when people are confused about that particular saying, what's meant for you won't go past you. I remember myself being super confused about this, talking to a spiritual guru a long time ago. I'm like, didn't you just say that this will happen if I ask for it? And it's not happening, so what did you mean by that? So yeah, that's the whole saying, get out of your own way. So the flow, everything we want in life exists in our energetic sphere. We just have to ensure that we clean our energy up by getting over our issues and other things that are not all doom and gloom and heaps of work. We can do beautiful things like practice gratitude, be compassionate, be super appreciative, do random acts of kindness and care for other people. There's heaps of stuff that we can do to raise our vibration. Did I answer that question? No, I didn't. Okay, Donna, we're getting there after my rave. Is it likely? Well, we will choose you a yes or no card to see where it's at based on the current energy. Donna. I feel you will move near the water, maybe not in 2 months. I'm going to try and get a better... The move, yes. Time frame. Here's Donna, time frame, weeks, months. Okay, I'm getting quite a lot of block here, so I'm going to actually work with that first. We're going to talk about what is blocking this move from happening sooner or in the time frame that you want it to happen. That's where we'll go with this. Okay, Donna. My name is Donna. What is blocking the flow of this move, making it easy peasy? Money? Is it the cost of, is it rent to buy? I feel like you're going to rent it. Finding the right place. You've been looking, it feels like you've been looking for a while and it's like, oh, am I actually going to get this? But is this actually going to be a thing that I can get? And I do feel the answer is yes. Don't put a time on it. Put a feeling into it. Okay, so there's not like a time frame. It's an attitude. It's a vibration. It's I'm excited about moving to the ocean, or wherever it was that you said. What was it again? I'm excited about moving to the coast. I'm excited about moving to the coast. I can't wait. I'm so looking forward to moving to the coast. It's going to be so fun when I'm living near the coast. Feel into what it feels like to live near the coast. What are you hoping to feel when you move there? And then every night before you go to bed, feel into that. See yourself living there and feel what it feels like before you go to sleep, so that you're going to go to sleep with those feelings that your subconscious can brew overnight. I'm not going to give you a time frame because I'm not confident I can give you an accurate one on this. And so that's being deeply honest. If I could, I would. But what I can do is say, write a list of everything all the good reasons that you think would make this move worthwhile, and then write another list about how those reasons will potentially make you feel or how you expect to feel under those circumstances, and then find that feeling in your heart, feel into the wonder and awe of that being your reality. Different, isn't it? Yeah, I definitely think you're going to move. Definitely. Just come again next week. We can ask the same question and see if we can get a clearer answer. Happy to do that. Totally happy to do that. Now, everybody who is interested in my 2.5 day retreat, remember the big dream life creation retreat. It was going to be in April. It's coming forward. March. We're looking at March, although somebody just requested to have it next weekend. I can't do it this weekend coming, but we could move it forward sooner. There's only a small amount of people able to be on the group because it is quite an intense spiritual teaching. If you're interested, email me and I'll give you more details. I'm going to show you a lot of self-help tools that you can use in your own time to transform your subconscious beliefs so that you don't find yourself stuck against those limiting old school thoughts or those inner critic reels going on around in circles in your head, stopping you from having the confidence to do something that you really want to do. Or thereabouts, maybe even healing the heart, the part of the collective consciousness reading. Everybody's got stuff to work on. We'll be doing it till the day we die. Jeremy, I'm interested to know how my job is going to pan out. Okay, let's get into Jeremy. Get one card for this for Jeremy. It's going to be an interesting, just one card. This is the pack for Jeremy. This is quite an interesting read for you, Jeremy. It is... It's a holding on when I go like this, it's like a life restriction. It's like you are not open to life offering you all that you can have, and therefore it could be limiting. Sort of like you're being held back by the money. I'll just show you that card again so you can see it. Whilst it does mean lots of different things, this guy is holding on tight to his money and not moving. I'll just get one more card for you about, because that's not probably exactly what you wanted to hear. Yeah, I'm feeling you're just going to be more inspired to do that life, not that life. So it could be holding you back from that inner fulfillment we talked about in the collective consciousness reading for the group. It's not the job itself that's the problem. It's the freedom that it takes away regarding the next phase of your life. Quite a hard read, in all fairness. Quite a hard read. So it's a choice you make based on a time frame in order to not keep yourself held back in life because of money. Does anybody else want to ask a question? Because I've actually come to the end of my... Oh, no, I haven't. There's one other person not there. Okay. Sarah. Is it a good time for me to go overseas or just keep doing life now? I've just tried to kind of minimize the question into a quick question to ask. Is it correct action to take a trip overseas or to carry on with the day-to-day? It's a short version of a long question. It's not coming up very strong right now. It feels like, yeah, no is the answer. It's not feeling like the right time to do that. So I think it's important to question why you are wanting to do that. Is it because you want... It's that whole saying, wherever you go, there you are. So if you're not happy doing what you're doing in the now, it's about understanding why and then making changes accordingly, because otherwise you'll end up overseas and having the same emotional experience, mindset, and then that obviously will affect what happens in your external reality, because we are a mirror. Our mind, our subconscious, our energy is reflected in what actually happens in our real life. Another way you could look at this is it's time to have a change. So you feel the change, you feel there's a need in your life for change, and that's what the urge is. So rather than jumping the gun with a physical move, simply, or physical travel or experience or whatever it is that you're doing, simply, yeah, as I said, start within and work out what it is that would actually make your life look like your best life. What does your best life actually look like? Because that is not the same for everyone. So this is the wheel of fortune. You spin the wheel of fortune. Where does it land? Well, helpful if we know ourselves first so that we can be clear on what we want. Yeah, I'm just going to leave it there. It's not a no forever. It's a just do the first step first and then see where you're sitting. Do you need to go overseas, or could you move town, or could you move house, or could you, just change the energy of where you are so that you can get centered and grounded, and then you will feel more clear about making your own decisions. Sorry, Sarah, I nearly forgot to read your card as well, because I got a few messages a bit late today because I was late emailing everybody. And on that note, I am going to leave you for a wonderful Tuesday night in, and we look forward to seeing you here next week, everyone. So give me a thumbs up if you're watching the YouTube channel. I do appreciate you, and I'd love to see that you're appreciating me too. Bye guys, see you next week. Lots of love.